once again into the fray. But this time, King Baldwin sent Mr. Vizier to a zone with a higher threat level. Things were about to get interesting. By then, Mr. Vizier had a better understanding of the dynamics under the rule of King Baldwin. As before, defensive efforts began with peasants filling the ranks. Forests had a tendency to freeze, apparently, thus shifts were becoming the norm. This time, Mr. Vizier wanted to deploy a more professional force onto the battlefield. This meant building a swordsman barracks and moving away from the peasants. Sticking to his plan, he acquired upgrades for the barracks and increased its capacity. A mystic stone artifact that hurt enemies periodically? Surely this was a blessing. During an inspection of the treasury, a peculiar crown was found. Without questioning how it had ended up there, Mr. Vizier placed it upon his head, wearing it without fear. The townsfolk could not believe the bravery they had just witnessed, and morale was boosted. Mr. Vizier wanted to have production buildings in the north and military buildings in the south. His earlier decisions had not helped, but eventually he was going to achieve his goal. The front line was formidable, and an opportunity arose to train hunters. They counted as warriors, which meant they would synergize perfectly with the swordsmen. Things were slowly getting interesting. The trader came to town with incredible artifacts, an iron helmet that increased unit hit points by 30, and a nutritious fruit that increased hit points further by 20%. An unfortunate jump? What kind of degenerate mind came up with the idea of measuring grain reserves this way? A peasant had just died because of this method. Lunatics. Ah, well, peasants will be peasants, I suppose, thought Mr. Vizier, blaming the volunteer. There were always too many soldiers in front of the walls. The troop limit was a constant issue. However, Mr. Vizier was very happy with how the town was organized. He had achieved his initial plan. The military buildings were placed in a southern corner, allowing his gaze to efficiently concentrate on the things that needed attention. The trader brought an indescribable figurine. Upon looking at it, Mr. Vizier felt a soul-breaking horror, a horror indescribable even for the famed author H.P. Lovecraft. But Mr. Vizier heard a call he could not refuse. Gorzog was harder to defeat this time. At the moment of his fall, a wave of relief scattered through the town. An invaluable artifact. It increased the unit limit, exactly what Mr. Vizier desperately needed. The next opponent sounded terrifying, the hungering Moor. Mr. Vizier could not help but wonder if the indescribable figurine on his desk had cursed him. Just as he weaved the most daring of fates, Mr. Vizier saw himself in the mirror. His enormous belly had never been so eye-catching. Surely it couldn't be true. He blamed the mirrors and ordered a lot of wine. Battles were truly fun to watch from the safety of the walls. The colorful fireworks added a nice twist. Mr. Vizier smiled. Proper planning and execution were paying off. The economy had never been this strong. The little force he had became almost an army, with over 20 units deployed. Front lines were being healed, arrows flew, and barely anyone died. Everything was coming together rather well. Yet, the shadow of the hungering Moor loomed over. Giant bees on duty on the battlefield were a heartwarming sight. Maybe one day those crabs could also join us, Mr. Vizier dreamed. The battle horn sounded one more time. This horror, this hungering Moor had to be stopped. Though it was a towering nightmare, every drop of blood spilled against it was sacred. The way it puked up living things made everyone sick. This abomination had to die. Once the hungering Moor dropped dead, no one cheered, no one talked. Mr. Vizier silently made his way back to the kingdom. He now knew the enemies were numerous and mind-searing. He had to prepare. He acquired tile seals to boost production, the rights to his first royal quest, and new building blueprints. It was time for the next journey.